What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA SAG.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, for today's video I have a really amazing news. It is a pure breaking news in our case. We have a new set of letters, a new set of FOIA requests that were granted by authorities. And for now, guys, we know exactly why the Orogrande lease was terminated. And I have to admit that the reason is not so pleasant, but everything I will show you in today's video. So, before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section for whatever reasons you want. And let's start with this tweet that was published by Due Diligence, and he wrote this regarding the Orogrande lease. He wrote 3 paragraphs. I will come back to these paragraphs within just a couple of minutes, and here is the letters itself. And let me show you these letters in details. So, here is the letter that was written on October the 2nd by University Lands to Greg McCabe, and let me quote to this. University Lands, and guys, I have to say that the real reason of the deal cancellation is crystal clear, and I have to say that we have to find out who was and who is guilty in these actions. So, let me quote to this. University Lands received the Hudspeth Operating LLC D&D extension proposal requesting the extension of Development Unit Agreement 2837 as intended, the DUA. After careful consideration, University Lands has determined that it will not extend the DUA. Further, in the technical meeting between UL and HUD-OP on August 27, 2024, it was stated by HUD-OP to the UL team that it will not drill or complete any development unit wells for the 2024 obligation year absent an agreement to extend the DUA. Pursuant to Article 4.2, failure to drill or complete the 5 development unit wells results in termination of the DUA, given that HUD-OP has stated that it will not meet this requirement. It is in anticipatory breach of the DUA. So guys, this means University Lands terminated these agreements because of the intention of NextBridge Hydrocarbons not to drill any more wells. But guys, it is not the end. Let me quote you further. The DUA terminates immediately either by HUD-OP's anticipatory breach of Article 4.2 or under its own terms on December 31st, 2024, because UL has determined that it will not renew or extend the DUA, and the HUD-OP has no plans to further development. University Lands seeks to terminate the DUA effective immediately. Please promptly file a release of the DUA and all leases subject to the DUA no later than 90 days from the date of receipt of this letter. And here's the second page. As a reminder, termination or expiration of the DUA and the underlying leases does not relieve HUD-OP from any of the obligations under the terms therein, including the obligation to make minimum royalty payments. Quite intriguing, don't you think so? Required by paragraph 4b of each lease. So, this means, despite the fact that this contract is terminated, NextBridge Hydrocarbons has to pay all the royalties, minimum royalty payments required by paragraph 4. And I have to say that we don't know the numbers of these royalties, but it is not the best news for MMTLP community. Next one. HUD-OP was previously notified of such obligation by that certain correspondence from, and we have a blacked out name, on behalf of UL, dated May the 3rd, 2024. Such payment has thus far not been received. And guys, this is a quite intriguing part. This means from May the 3rd, from beginning of May, NextBridge Hydrocarbons didn't pay for this contract, and definitely if the contract requires to make payments with such schedule, they have to do it, otherwise the contract should be cancelled, and it happened. So let me quote it further. As a reminder, penalties and interest on the amount owed by HADOP for minimum royalties pursuant to the terms of the leases continues to accrue. Therefore, when HADOP is prepared to make the reference payment, please contact, again, blacked out person, for an invoice describing the up-to-date amount owed, and thereafter promptly remit said payment to UL. Should HADOP fail to comply with the requirements in the DUA and or the leases subject thereto, UL will seek all available remedies at law and at equity. Upon termination of the DUA and the leases subject thereto, it is the responsibility of HADOP to timely plug and abandon all wells drilled pursuant to each lease and remediate the surface. So, next paragraph is the technical paragraph how the things should be done on the lands itself. But guys, the main problem is that Greg McCabe didn't pay for this contract since May the 3rd. And definitely, it is a huge problem for next breach. And I have to admit that I understand Greg for 100%. He doesn't have enough money to operate. Probably he even didn't have this money to pay this payment in time. But at the same time, guys, for 2 years, in a row, I didn't see any substantial actions that were disclosed by Next Breach Hydrocarbons in order to solve this problem. And for now, we have new details that because of the lack of finance, lack of money, they didn't pay for this contract, and quite obviously that they lost this contract. So let me show you the response from the lawyers of Next Breach Hydrocarbons, and this letter was written on October the 8th by LeBlanc Flannery PLLC. And let me quote you this. I represent Hudspeth Operating LLC regarding the above described matter. Please direct communications about this matter to me. The blacked out person sent a letter dated October the 2nd, 2024 on behalf of University Lands to Hudspeth Operating, purporting to terminate Development Unit Agreement 2837, the DUA, on the grounds that Hudspeth Operating was in anticipatory breach. My client disputes that it repudiated its obligations under the DUA and the underlying leases, and my client does not agree that the DUA is terminated effective immediately. As you can imagine, my client was also surprised by UL's decision not to extend the DUA, especially considering the years and millions of dollars that have been invested in the Orogrande, as well as the progress that my client has made on the prospect recently. We will provide a more detailed response to this letter promptly, and this letter should not be interpreted as a full statement of my client's position or a waiver of any claims or defenses. Given that there is a live material dispute concerning the legal rights of our clients, it seems that the obligations to preserve evidence have been triggered. And next several paragraphs describes how all the evidence should be preserved. But at the same time, guys, I have to say that, yes, on the one hand, Greg McCabe didn't pay for this contract. On the other hand, he expected to have this contract till the end of this year. And at the very end of August, to be precise, on August 27, as you can see right here, August 27 was the meeting between HADOP and University Lands, where they described the problems from both sides. And Greg expected that he still has at least 4 months from August 27th to find money to pay the bills for the contract and to drill wells. And he didn't want to drill the wells without the without the promise from University Lands that they will renew this contract. But guys, University Lands cannot renew the contracts because their counterparty didn't pay the royalties that support the contract, and that is the part of this contract. That is why this agreement was cancelled. And guys, I don't want to blame anyone for this problem, but the fact of the matter is that we don't have this contract anymore, and the intrinsic value of NextBridge hydrocarbon shares drastically reduced. And that is why, guys, the chances for the fair price, if 2 days of trading is granted by the judge, is close to nothing. And that is why, guys, we have to use other paths to the resolution in order to receive payments for damages. And guys, I have to admit that in the light of new facts, I don't see that Greg McCabe acted and acts as intended, and I don't think that he is able to fix the problem. Because, yes, he is in quite tricky position, but at the same time, guys, he didn't disclose this information to the community, to the shareholders, and he has more than 65,000 shareholders. And from the day one, basically, we don't have any sufficient information from board of directors and from Greg himself. But at the same time, the headliners of our community are trying to fix this problem by themselves. And let me show you another update that is, in my opinion, still more important than the previous one. So, Scott wrote, I have to write, and he wrote it just yesterday, I have to write a reply memo to Ari and GTS in the next few days. If I win that and we keep GTS in the crosshairs by surviving their motion to dismiss, the MD will have played a huge role in it. Top marks, boys and girls. Another one gets added to the brain trust. Wow. Do what you can with what you have where you are. And I have to say that Scott is working hard, and despite the fact that some of community members doesn't like his work, he's still trying to have a resolution through the litigation, through his RICO lawsuit. And guys, like it or not, if he succeeds in these actions, every one of you, everyone, will definitely benefit out of this decision. And that is why, guys, we have to support him by any means. And that is why, guys, I'm making this video, because the only thing that I can do in order to help you is just to spread this information to as many people as I can. So let me show you another tweet that disclosed quite interesting fact. Happy to report a few people are stepping up to sue the reproductive components of brand X. As a way to keep our short group tight and allow me to continue to engage them in US District Court, Vermont, anyone who is considering going into a federal court in your area can DM me. I will set up a Zoom call for all of us for Monday. Consider it my way of doing an after-action review on the last 4 months, of course complicated by the fact we have no rulings yet. We have first 4 lawsuits, then ANAS, which will have rulings soon. I hope that will have a trickle down to me, and then you guys, then mine. We have plenty of new C4 to use against GTS, Schwab, E-Trades and FINRA. I will clear the pizza boxes off for the table and clean my house for the Zoom call. So, guys, definitely if you want to be involved in this legal process, you're free to do it, and Scott will give you all the information, needed to start this process. And I have to say that you have to think twice before you act any other ways rather than the litigation path, because statute of limitations deadline is set to December the 9th. And that is why all the lawsuits that could be filed after this date will not move forward. And that is why, guys, the only weapon that we have for now is the Scott Roth's RICO lawsuit and Mark Basil lawsuit as well. So let me show you another less important news, but the news that I still don't like. Yesterday I showed you 2 points of view inside the community, inside the MMTLP community, on the actions that were performed by Scott wrote, and the letter that was written by Greg McCabe and that was published by Jan Capella. And we have basically two parts of the community who are trying to fight against each other. And guys, I have to say that I don't like these actions, because on a grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter what is the path that will lead us to the resolution. If the resolution happens, you have to support any efforts that will lead to it. And that is why, guys, I don't want to dig deeper inside the this fight of 100 MPH against due diligence. I just leave it for you if you want to read it. But let me show you quite interesting details. Again, as you can see, even Chris Rose, the Congress member, stepped up to this saga. But in my opinion, it doesn't change a lot in our case. We have to see the resolution. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and two children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby,